Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I am your host, Timothy. I am, of course, joined by Sergio. Welcome, Sergio.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Go ahead, smash the like button. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. As you know, we are discussing 5 different club competitions across Europe: Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, Eredivisie, and Bundesliga. We will get to all picks and leads for the weekend in just a sec, giving you all the information you need to beat the book. But first, a quick recap of the last show. I had 3 best bets. I went 2-1. Sergio, you gave out 6 picks. You went 5-1. Almost perfect. The one you got burned on was Chelsea, which I told you not to pick, but you did it anyway. So I guess lesson learned, right?
Yeah, definitely. It was a very painful one. No, before the game started, I already felt it, but I was stubborn enough to leave, to just leave it. But okay, next time, Chelsea won't be on my bet slip for a while. That's for sure.
All right. Let's get to the picks and leans for the upcoming weekend. We will be here until the summer break, so be sure to subscribe, like I said earlier. First game, Premier League, Burnley hosting Luton. Burnley wins set at 2. Luton wins set at 4. Line for total goal set at 2.5. This is a relegation 6-pointer. Burnley has won one of the last 5 games, while Luton has won 2 of 5. Burnley has been kept scoreless in 3 of the last 5 and also the last 2 at home. So even at home, it's hard to trust Burnley with just 1 win in the last 10. Luton, 2 road wins in the last 10 away games. Aside from Sheffield United, these are the 2 worst defenses in the league. So I would look to play both teams to score. Burnley's the more desperate team here. If they lose, the gap will fall to 7 points between them and Luton. So they really can't afford to lose this game, which is why I'm leaning towards Burnley. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yes, of course. I'm also leaning towards Burnley. Like you said, it will be over for them if they lose this game, and even a draw will be a problem. So, Burnley at home, they play the last game against Fulham. Success. I didn't expect that. I don't think that there were a lot of people that would actually picture that. So I'm going for Burnley to win this one. It's a must win for them. They can't do anything else.
Yeah, it's definitely a must win for Burnley. Next game, Chelsea hosting Fulham. Chelsea wins set at 1.66. Fulham wins set at 5.3. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Both teams won 3 of the last 5 games. Chelsea lost in the EFL Cup game against Middlesbrough, and that's what Chelsea does. Couple of good games, then a couple of stinkers, but they have been good at home, undefeated in the last 7, while Fulham has won 1 of the last 5 away games. So Fulham also not great. I'm probably staying away from this game. Fulham has not beaten Chelsea at home in the last 20 years. So not a bet for me. And I guess, Sergio, you have PTSD from picking Chelsea. What are you doing?
Yeah, I definitely don't won't put them in for a win. So no, actually I'm leaning more towards Fulham in this game, and a draw or a win for them. Chelsea, it just won't work. I think Fulham is still a team that can even win if they do everything right. So and yeah, no, I don't see it happening. It's a draw or a win for Fulham.
Yeah, and Chelsea also a lot of injuries, so Fulham might be taking advantage of that. All right, let's get to the next game. Newcastle United hosting Manchester City. Newcastle United wins set at 5.6. City wins set at 1.62. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Newcastle 1 win in the last 5 and 2 in the last 9, while City has 1 loss in the last 9. 2 teams that already met twice this season, where the home team won each time, but Newcastle has lost 2 out of 3 at home. They're usually solid at home. They might want to look to keep things going, coming off the winter break here. But City is still the better team. Kevin De Bruyne is back. What are you doing, Sergio?
Um, uh, Maybe Kevin De Bruyne can, yeah. change things around a little bit. I think City lost the edge a little bit. Newcastle, after the winter break, they want to start off really good. They're gonna make Man City, work a lot harder. I think so. I'm 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 going for a draw in this one. Maybe a Chelsea win, but it won't be an easy one.
You mean a City win?
Maybe a City win, but it won't be an easy one. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and if there's a draw, it won't be a 0-0 draw, so I would look to play both teams to score. All right, let's get to the next game. Everton hosting Aston Villa. Everton wins set at 2.9. Villa wins set at 2.5. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Everton was on a bit of a hot streak, but is now winless in 5 and will be looking to bounce back. Villa has one loss in the last 5. Everton got smashed in the first meeting of the season 4-0. These two teams met again in the EFL Cup and Everton won 2-1 at Villa, but Villa has won the last 3 games at Everton. Are we looking at another Villa win here, Sergio?
Yeah, for Aston Villa, this is a chance to stay in the top two for at least one more week, and Everton is the perfect team for them to to do so or to accomplish that. So I'm going for Aston Villa win. They are also my first log of the weekend. So yeah, for me it's Aston win definitely.
Yeah, I'm also leaning towards Villa. Let's get to the next game. Manchester United hosting Tottenham. United wins set at 2.23. Tottenham wins set at 3.1. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. United had a great comeback win against Villa, but then, of course, they lost to Nottingham Forest. They won the EFL Cup game against Wigan, but that doesn't say much. It's Wigan. So I don't understand how United is favored in this matchup. I know Tottenham will be missing Son, and I don't really trust Richarlison up front to score goals. So I'm kind of on the fence here, but I really can't see United winning this game. What are you doing, Sergio?
United is definitely not my favorite this weekend. So actually, I think Tottenham is still without Song good enough to at least cause a lot of trouble for Man United. I'm leaning towards the Tottenham to win this one. They're actually my second log of the weekend. Also, I don't see United winning this game. Tottenham lost the edge a little bit in the last league games before the winter break. They'll bounce back, I believe, and they'll start against Man United. So Tottenham win for me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm leaning towards Tottenham. All right, that wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to Eredivisie. First game, RKC hosting Heracles. RKC wins set at 1.91. Heracles wins set at 4.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Heracles winless and scoreless in the last 3 competitive games, while RKC is winless in the last 4. Heracles only one road win against Almere City. And RKC is bad, but I can't see Heracles getting another road win here. But I also have a tough time backing RKC. They struggle to score goals. They do have one thing going here. They are facing the second worst defense in the league. So I'm taking the over 2.5 goals here. What are you doing, Sergio?
Um, I'm leaning more towards Amelo. They changed their manager, so they want to start off on a good foot after the winter break. And Erwin van der Looy, he's a decent coach, and I believe that he can turn things around there in Heracles. So I'm leaning for more towards Amelo to win this one. RKC, yeah, they they don't only what's the striker's name again?
Kramer?
Kramer, yeah, Kramer. I think he's the only one they depend on to score goals, and yeah, that's caused a lot of problems for them. So I'm leaning towards Amelo to win this one.
All right, let's get to the next game. Fortuna hosting Sparta. Fortuna wins set at 2.5. Sparta wins set at 2.9. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Sparta not in the best form, and they visit a team that has only one loss at home. I don't have a bet here. A slight lean towards Fortuna because they're solid at home, but I don't have a bet here. Do you have something, Sergio?
Sparta still the better team. They need to start winning again. I know it's an away game, but still against Fortuna after the winter break, they need to start on a good foot. So I would definitely go for Sparta to win this one. It's not one of my best this weekend, but Sparta is definitely the way to go.
All right, next game, Twente hosting Asset. Twente wins set at 2.17. Asset wins set at 3.45. Line for total goal set at 2.5. One of my favorite bets for this weekend, over 2.5 goals. Asset lost back-to-back competitive games and were kept scoreless in both, while Twente has one loss of the last 11 games. Twente very good at home, only one loss against PSV, no shame in that, while Asset has struggled in the last five away games. So, like I said, I like the over 2.5 goals here. Five of the last seven in this matchup has seen over 2.5 goals, and four straight at Twente. So I'm taking the over 2.5 goals. What are you doing, Sergio?
This is a very important game for both of them. They're actually playing for the spot no spot what three in the Eredivisie, and the loser will have Ajax breathing down their neck. So um, I'm actually leaning towards a draw in this game. They are almost the same. So the style of playing is almost the same. Mm, I'm I'm leaning more towards a draw. None of them want to lose this game.
Yes, that is true. None would like to drop points in this spot. All right, next game, PEC hosting Heerenveen. PEC wins set at 2.85. Heerenveen wins set at 2.45. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. I don't have a bet in this game either. Hard to trust either team. The last five meetings have all seen just one goal. So this is a stay away for me. Heerenveen has lost four straight. The last one was a friendly, but they fielded their strongest 11. If they lose, it will be five straight. So maybe a slight lean towards Heerenveen, but I don't have a bet here. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, no, Heerenveen is one of my bets this weekend. Like you said, they lost four in a row, and they won't make it five in a row. And Zwolle is the perfect team for Heerenveen to at least get a win to start off to start the right way after the winter break. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Heerenveen to win this one.
All right, let's get to the next game. PSV hosting Excelsior. PSV win set at 1.10. Excelsior win set at 31. Line for the total goal set at 4.5. Obviously, I don't have a bet here. Very low value backing PSV. They should roll here, and the odd tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, it's yeah, easy game for PSV. They're playing at home. It's against Excelsior. Not one of the best teams in in the Eredivisie, definitely. So easy win for PSV. Not really much to add.
All right, let's get to the next game. Volendam hosting Almere City. Volendam wins set at 2.7. Almere City wins set at 2.55. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, two bottom five teams facing off here. Looks to be an early relegation battle. Also, two very bad defenses, 74 goals allowed between them. So I would look to play the over 2.5 goals here. Not one of my best bets, but the play for me here is definitely the over 2.5 goals. What are you doing, Sergio?
Almere City is on the 14th position now in the Eredivisie, and it's I think it's a spot for them that you know they want to stay there, and playing against Volendam after the winter break is a way for them to make sure that they stay there for at least one more week. Volendam, definitely not a team that would um, mm, cause a lot of trouble for Almere City. So it's a Almere City win for me.
All right, let's get to the next game. Vitesse hosting Utrecht. Vitesse wins set at 3. Utrecht wins set at 2.35. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Utrecht is slowly climbing up the table. Before the loss to Feyenoord, they were undefeated in 10 games and now visit the worst team in the league, who somehow won back-to-back home games before the break. But one was against Heracles, another awful team, and the other one was in the cup against Heerenveen. So I don't believe they have turned things around, not by a long stretch. I like Utrecht to win this game. Another one of my favorite plays for the weekend. Utrecht wins. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, it's yeah, you have to go for Utrecht in this one. Vitesse, they don't even have the worst players in the league, but still they can't seem to turn things around. Utrecht a little bit too strong for them, so they also won't win this game. It's for me, it's a Utrecht win.
All right, let's get to the next game. Go Ahead Eagles hosting Ajax. Go Ahead Eagles win set at 4. Ajax win set at 1.83. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, this line for Ajax opened at over 2, which was an impressive odd for me. But that was, of course, before they played the friendly matches, and after seeing them play in the friendly matches, Ajax still has a lot to figure out, and they are going against a Go Ahead Eagles team who have been very solid at home this season. So they could really make things difficult here for Ajax. So I'm not backing Ajax in this spot. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, playing against Ajax, it motivates Go Ahead Eagle as always in the past. That was also the case, and Ajax now, I, they won't go with any intentions to lose, of course, but against Go Ahead Eagles at home for Ajax this season, I think it's still a little bit too difficult for them. Maybe a Ajax win, but it won't be easy. But I'm leaning more towards a draw or a win for Go Ahead Eagles.
All right, let's get to the next game. Last game in the Eredivisie, Feyenoord hosting NEC. Feyenoord wins set at 1.16. NEC wins set at 20. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Again, I don't have a bet here. The line speaks for itself. Feyenoord should roll here. They're at home. They're playing against NEC. Won't be a difficult matchup.
No, not much to add. Feyenoord, easy win.
All
Yeah.
right, that wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to La Liga. Sevilla hosting Alaves. Sevilla wins set at 1.93. Alaves wins set at 4.5. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Sevilla again on a different coach since the winter break, and 2 wins and 2 losses since firing the last coach, while Alaves still winless on the road in the league. It's hard to trust either team. You don't know what to expect from Sevilla, but they will be the more desperate team here. And what do we know from Alaves? They are awful on the road. So Sevilla is the play here. I would also look closely at the under 2.5 goals, with Sevilla missing their top striker and Alaves obviously struggling to score on the road. But I'm leaning towards a Sevilla win here. What are you doing, Sergio?
Sevilla has a 1 point deficit to Alaves, so they have to win this game. This is a must win for them. I don't see them doing anything else if they want to climb higher up the table. This is a game they must win. So I'm going for Sevilla in this one. It's my fourth lock of the weekend actually.
All right, let's get to the next game. Las Palmas hosting Villarreal. Las Palmas wins set at 2.6. Villarreal wins set at 2.9. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Las Palmas 1 win in the last 5, but at home they have only lost twice all season. Both teams got knocked out of Copa del Rey by a lowly division team. I like the under 2.5 goals here. 4 of the last 5 Las Palmas games has seen under 2.5 goals, and that's how they like to play. Keep things tight, dominate possession, score 1 goal, and park the bus. That's how they've been playing all season. I expect nothing else here. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, I don't think a lot different. Of course, it's a draw. Villarreal, this season, not the Villarreal in the from the past. Even Las Palmas can cause them a lot of trouble, but I don't see a winner in this game. For me, it's a draw.
All right, let's get to the next game. Mallorca hosting Celta. Mallorca wins set at 2.65. Celta wins set at 3.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Both teams are in form with only one loss in the last 8 games. Now they have scored more recently, but both teams still average close to a goal a game. Mallorca at home, they will defend tight, so we may be looking at a draw. But the under 2.5 goals is the play for me here. What are you doing, Sergio?
I'm leaning more towards Celta. This is a chance for them to 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 move a little bit further up the table, away from the relegation zone. If they win this one against Mallorca, they'll jump to the 14th position. So I think Celta will give the roll in this game. I'm going for a Celta win.
All right, let's get to the next game. Athletic Bilbao hosting Real Sociedad. Bilbao wins set at 2.05. Sociedad wins set at 4. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, two excellent teams here, and of course, one of my favorite plays for the weekend. Both teams to score. Bilbao averages close to 2 goals a game, and Sociedad close to 1.5 goals a game. They had a scoring drought recently, but they will pick it up here again. Also leaning towards Bilbao. They have won the last 3 at home against Sociedad. What are you doing here, Sergio?
Yeah, Bilbao plays with a lot of confidence. I see, and Sociedad. It's. I think that they're still not good enough to win from Bilbao at home. Bilbao is a very good at home, and after the winter break, the first game, I think Bilbao will win this one. It's a Bilbao win for me.
All right, let's get to the next game. Real Betis hosting Granada. Betis wins set at 1.66. Granada wins set at 5.5. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Betis a little bit out of form. No wins in the last 6, while Granada picked up their first win in like forever last time out. But that was at home against a lowly Cadiz team. On the road, they have lost 6 straight overall and yet to win on the road this season. So a Betis win is definitely the play here, and it's one of my favorite plays for the weekend. Not high value at 1.66, but against such a bad team against Granada, I have to pound Betis in this spot. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yes, of course. Manuel Pellegrini will definitely want to win this game because this is the perfect opportunity for him. After the winter break, start off on the right foot. It's a Betis win. You can't see anything else happening here.
All right, let's get to the next game. Almeria hosting Girona. Almeria wins set at 4.9. Girona wins set at 1.7. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, listen, it's not high value, 1.7 for Girona, but they are being disrespected here. Almeria is the worst team in the league. How is the odd 1.7? Girona should win this game. I can't see anything else happening. What are you doing, Sergio?
It's an opportunity for the people to put this game on the best if like but yeah, I don't Girona will definitely win this game. It's they play against the number what 20th in the last team at the table. So yeah, no, it's gonna be a Girona win. Interesting odd. I would take advantage of that.
Yeah, Girona just keeps being disrespected. Even in last weekend game, Copa del Rey, their odd was over 2, and they were playing a lowly division team. I'm like, listen, man, I get they don't have great players, but they are playing very great as a team. So I don't understand how they are keep being disrespected. All right, Let's get to the next game. Cadiz hosting Valencia. Cadiz wins set at 2.95. Valencia wins set at 2.8. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Cadiz has failed to win in the last 9 attempts, while Valencia has ramped up 3 straight wins. 6 of the last 8 Cadiz games have been draws, and this could be another one. Valencia is slightly better, but they have not won on the road against Cadiz since 2005. So I'm leaning towards a draw here. What are you doing, Sergio?
I think that will change for Valencia. This is also one of the teams that's struggling and playing against a low position team in the league. So Valencia, it's also a chance for them to start the year off good. And like I said, the last few games were better, and I think they will continue that against Cadiz. It's a Valencia win for me.
All right, that wraps up La Liga. Let's get to Bundesliga. First game on the schedule, Bayern Munich hosting Hoffenheim. Bayern Munich wins set at 1.14. Hoffenheim wins set at 16. Line for the total goal set at 4.5. I don't have a bet here. Bayern should roll. The odd speaks for itself. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yeah, it's a Friday game. Yeah, but still, that won't cause trouble for Bayern, I think. No, it will be an easy win for Bayern. Definitely, no, easy win for Bayern.
All right, let's get to the next game. Mainz hosting Wolfsburg. Mainz wins set at 2.18. Wolfsburg wins set at 3.45. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Mainz just one win in the last 6 at home, but they have played better under the new coach. Wolfsburg only 2 road wins all season against Keulen and Darmstadt, 2 teams below Mainz. Now, Mainz is kind of in the same boat here. But like I said, since hiring the new coach, they have played a little bit better, which I'm slightly leaning towards Mainz because Wolfsburg has been unimpressive on the road to say the least. But I hate backing awful teams, so probably staying away from this game. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yeah, it's also a stay away for me. Yeah, also leaning towards Mainz a little bit, only because Wolfsburg is a very bad road team, like you said. So maybe a Mainz win, but a draw is more likely.
All right, let's get to the next game. Leipzig hosting Frankfurt. Leipzig wins set at 1.47. Frankfurt wins set at 6.75. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Leipzig undefeated in the last 5 competitive matches, while Frankfurt has 2 wins in the last 9, but one came against Bayern, just smashing Bayern. On the road, they have not won in 5 and failed to score in the last 3, while Leipzig has been dominant at home recently, winning 6 straight, and this will be 7, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a Leipzig win. They're playing at home. Frankfurt, like you said, smashed Bayern, but still, that was a one-off. Leipzig at home after the winter break should be an easy game.
Yeah, and maybe something to sprinkle on this game. Leipzig win and both teams to score. There's some good value there. Take that one. All right, let's get to the next game. Freiburg hosting Union. Freiburg wins set at 2.05. Union wins set at 3.65. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, another one of my favorite bets. Freiburg wins undefeated in 5 at home, while Union is winless in 10 on the road. Freiburg is the better team at home. With these odds, I have to back Freiburg. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, it's a very interesting odd, and I also have them as my fifth bet of the weekend. Freiburg, interesting odd, um, 9 or 8 position in the league against Union Berlin. Not so great this season, so yeah, opportunity for a little bit extra cash on this one, I think.
Yeah, should be. All right, next game, Augsburg hosting Leverkusen. Augsburg wins set at 6.1. Leverkusen wins set at 1.54. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Leverkusen has kind of been struggling going into the winter break. But listen, man, they get re-energized here. they're the better team. They're the far better team, and still, in my opinion, the best team in the Bundesliga at the moment. So they should win this game, even being on the road. Are you doing something here?
No, not doing anything, and also not much to add. Leverkusen should win this one against Augsburg. Another week for them on the top, and the closer they get, the more likely is for them that they'll win this league.
All right, let's get to the next game. Keulen hosting Heidenheim. Keulen wins set at 2.05. Heidenheim wins set at 3.55. Line for total goal set at 2.5. I don't have a bet here. Keulen is not good, not even at home, while Heidenheim is terrible on the road, to say the least. Keulen has failed to score in 3 of the last 5 games. Can't back either team with any confidence, so I'm staying away from this game. Are you doing something, Sergio?
Now, also a stay away game for me. Keulen and Heidenheim, ninth and 17th or something in the league, but yeah, but they're still but for me it's like the same team. They're equally worse. So no bet for me there.
All right. Next game, Darmstadt hosting Dortmund. Darmstadt wins set at 5.6. Dortmund wins set at 1.53. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Dortmund has not won a game in a while. And I guess this is the perfect opponent to do so. Darmstadt is on an even longer drought. So Dortmund should win this game.
Yeah, not much to add. Dortmund, they have no other option than to win this game against Darmstadt. So I even think it will be a high scoring game. So over 3.5 is maybe interesting. Yeah, but Darmstadt, I don't see them causing any trouble.
Yes, and of course, Dortmund, they signed Jadon Sancho back, so they get some extra depth there. All right, let's get to the next game. Bochum hosting Werder Bremen. Bochum wins set at 2.15. Bremen wins set at 3.3. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Bochum very solid at home. Only one loss on the season, while Bremen is yet to win on the road. So I like Bochum to win this game. Bremen is slightly better, but going on the road, I have to take Bochum. Werder Bremen just 3 wins on the season, and all 3 came at home against some terrible teams. So I can't back Werder Bremen going on the road. I'm leaning towards Bochum here. What are you doing, Sergio?
Actually, I can back both of them. Equal on points in the league. And yeah, no, this game has all the ingredients for me to for a draw. Werder Bremen, a big name. Bochum, not so much. Equal on points. Then usually you know what happens. For me, it's a draw.
Yeah, Bochum is playing solid at home. But a draw, of course, may be very possible. All right, let's get to the next game. Borussia Mönchengladbach hosting Stuttgart. Gladbach wins set at 3.6. Stuttgart wins set at 1.96. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, tough game here. Stuttgart is obviously the better team, but Gladbach at home is always tough. Hostile environment. They are undefeated in the last 6 at home. Also, Stuttgart will be missing their top striker, Guirassy. I'm still leaning towards Stuttgart because they have depth up front, so they can score goals. I'm leaning towards Stuttgart to win this game. What are you doing, Sergio?
For me, no, I'm actually going the other way. I'm leaning more towards Gladbach to win. I think that they'll surprise Stuttgart. You know, so this game after the winter break, I think Gladbach will be a little bit more motivated than Stuttgart. I could be wrong, but I'm leaning more towards Gladbach to win this one, especially because they're playing at home.
Yeah, if Guirassy was playing, I would definitely pound Stuttgart. But him being ruled out, of course, because of the Africa Cup, he's on international duty. That gives me some concern. But like I said, they have depth up front, so that's why I'm still leaning towards Stuttgart. All right, that wraps up the Bundesliga. Let's get to Serie A. First game, Genoa hosting Torino. Genoa wins set at 2.9. Torino wins set at 2.8. almost to pick 'em. Line for total goal set at 1.5. So listen, man, the odd tells you everything. This won't be an interesting game. Most likely a very low scoring draw. So I don't have a bet here. What are you doing, Sergio?
No, I don't. I also don't have a bet on this game. Have the same feeling you have. So no, for me, it's also a draw.
All right, let's get to the next game. Napoli hosting Salernitana. Napoli wins set at 1.32. Salernitana wins set at 10. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Now, Napoli has been trailing a little bit, has failed to score in the last 4 games. And of course, they have not won. But this is the perfect opponent at home against Salernitana. So they should get the win here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else happening here for Napoli against Salernitana. It's yeah, game after the winter break for Napoli. It's gonna be like a warm up game for them. So yeah, man, it's a Napoli win. Nothing, not much to add.
All right, let's get to the next game. Hellas Verona hosting Empoli. Verona wins set at 2.16. Empoli wins set at 3.6. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, relegation 6-pointer. So you know what I'm doing. I'm taking the home team. Verona also slightly better and at home. Empoli still the lowest scoring team in the league. Only 10 goals on the season. So I have a hard time backing Empoli. I'm leaning towards Verona in this spot. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah. It's only a lean because a draw is more likely for me, especially Empoli. I think will definitely try to draw this game, but that's why it's a slight lean towards Verona. But a draw is very much possible here.
All right, next game, Monza hosting Inter. Monza wins set at 6.5. Inter wins set at 1.53. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Monza, a kind of tricky home team, solid at home. But listen, man, how can you go against Inter? Inter should win this game. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yeah, Monza played a few good games, also against the bigger teams. But like you said, Inter, I think it's yeah a bit too much. They're playing at home, but still, no Monza. I think they'll have to let this one go. It's a Inter win.
All right, let's get to the next game. Lazio hosting Lecce. Lazio wins set at 1.62. Lecce wins set at 6.25. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Lazio also obviously the better team here, but they work in a kind of an emotional game during the week against AS Roma, a very typical Mourinho game. 3 red cards and the score ended 1-0. So they're coming off an emotional game, which is why I'm not too confident in backing Lazio. But they're the better team. They're at home, so they should win this game. Are you doing something here?
No, I'm staying away from this one. Not an interesting one. Under normal circumstances, Lazio should easily win this game. But like you said, an emotional past few days. So Lazio win, but yeah, not interesting for me.
All right, next game, Cagliari hosting Bologna. Cagliari wins set at 3. Bologna wins set at 2.55. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Bologna has tailed off a bit, but this is the perfect opponent to bounce back, albeit on the road. Bologna is playing well on the road, but just one road win in the league. So they do have some scoring woes to figure out. Neither team scores a lot. So I like the under 2.5 goals here. That's a good play. And I have a slight lean towards Bologna to win this game and get back on track. What are you doing here, Sergio?
Yeah. For me, it's also lean towards Bologna a little bit more than slight because it's Cagliari and Bologna. I think they have a lot of confidence, especially against the last game they played in the league before the winter break. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Bologna to win this one.
All right, next game, Fiorentina hosting Udinese. Fiorentina wins set at 1.67. Udinese wins set at 5.6. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Fiorentina at home also should win this game. Udinese only one road win. Fiorentina 7 straight wins at home with 4 clean sheets. So I can't see Udinese getting anything out of this game. What are you doing here?
Not much. I'm also letting this one slide. It should be a win for Fiorentina. Not an interesting odd. So if nothing strange happened, it will be just a straightforward game win for Fiorentina.
All right, next game, AC Milan hosting Roma. AC Milan wins set at 2.2. Roma wins set at 3.45. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Roma has lost 3 straight on the road and failed to score in all 3. Also, last time they won at AC Milan was back in 2017. Both teams were involved in a tough game in midweek. And like I touched on earlier, a classic Roma game when they went up against Lazio. Ended 1-0, 3 red cards. This is not an ideal game after a derby going on the road again against AC Milan. So I like AC Milan to win this game. AC Milan also kind of a disappointing loss against Atalanta in midweek, but they're at home. They're staying at home. No travel for them. So they will be looking to bounce back and they should have the advantage in this game. What are you doing?
Yeah, very, very interesting game. Knowing Mourinho, he'll maybe try to park the bus, but still, AC Milan, the better team. Interesting odd.
All right. Let's get to the next game. Atalanta hosting Frosinone. Atalanta wins set at 1.38. Frosinone wins set at 8.5. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. I don't have a bet here. Atalanta should win this game. They're at home. Frosinone kind of sneaky, but not on the road. On the road, they are a very bad team. Usually they play good at home. So not an interesting odd also. So I'm not doing anything here. What are you doing, Sergio?
No, for Atalanta, like you said, nothing interesting. It should be an easy game for them. They can't afford to drop points, especially not against Frosinone. So easy Atalanta win.
All right, that wraps up Serie A, and that wraps up all picks and leans for the upcoming weekend. We want to thank you guys for joining in. Like we always say, bet smart, bet with your head, set your limits, and stay within your means. Have a great weekend, everybody. But before we go, a quick recap of our best bets. I have Twente AZ over 2.5 goals. Athletic Bilbao, Sociedad, both teams to score. Freiburg to win. AC Milan, Roma, both teams to score. Real Betis to win. And Utrecht to win against Vitesse.
I have like 6, all of them for a win. I got Aston, Tottenham, Heracles, Heerenveen, Sevilla, and of course Freiburg, all for wins.
All right, have a great weekend, everybody. Until next week.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody.